All right, today we're diving into something called the Midnight Cacao Vision Protocol. Now, the idea here is pretty wild. Could you actually help repair your vision while you're asleep just by eating one specific food? It sounds a little out there, right? Well, let's unpack what our source material has to say about it. So this whole thing really starts with a pretty big question. Think about it. Could your bedtime snack, or, lack of one, actually be messing with your eyesight? It's a strange thought, but the source we're digging into today claims that, yeah, what you eat at night might be way more important for your eyes than you'd ever guess. Okay, so let's get into it. First up, a question of vision. This is where we'll look at the core idea, the very foundation of this whole thing. So here's the basic idea. You know how your body does all its heavy lifting, all that repair work when you're sleeping? It's like a night crew coming in to fix everything. Well, this protocol is all about a simple theory. What if you could give that night crew a special tool, a very specific nutrient right when they clock in? And what if that tool was designed to help them focus specifically on your eyes? Okay, that's a cool theory, right? But is there anything to back it up? Well, that's where things get really interesting. Our next section is called the 150% blood flow clue. And yeah, it points to some actual science. So according to the source material, this whole idea isn't just pulled out of thin air. It's actually linked back to a study from Harvard. Now, these researchers were just looking at blood flow in general, but they stumbled onto something that was, well, kind of mind-blowing, especially when you think about what it could mean for our eyes. And here it is. The big number, 150%. That's not a typo. The study apparently found a 150% increase in blood flow to the retina. You know, the retina, that super important part at the back of your eye that does all the work of seeing. Yeah, that. Getting that much more blood flow, well, that's like opening up a superhighway for oxygen and nutrients to get to those crucial eye cells. So what on earth could cause a boost like that? Well, the study pointed to one specific culprit, a compound called a flavonol. Now, don't let the sciencey name throw you. A flavonol is just a nutrient you find in plants, and scientists have been pretty interested in them for a while now, especially for how they can help with circulation. But this one was apparently a total game changer. Right. So if there's this amazing plant compound out there that can do this, the next question is obvious, isn't it? Where do you get it? And that brings us to the part you've probably been waiting for, the secret food revealed. Okay, so let's just recap for a second. We've got a 150% boost in blood flow to the eyes, and it's all thanks to this one specific plant compound. So, what food are we talking about here? And there it is. According to the source, the secret ingredient is raw cacao. And let's be super clear here. We are not talking about a candy bar or the hot cocoa mix you buy at the store. Nope. We're talking about raw, unprocessed cacao. That's the stuff that's supposedly packed with the flavonol that got those incredible results. But wait a minute, you might be thinking, cacao, cocoa, it's all just chocolate, right? Well, not so fast. And this is a really, really important point that the source makes, which brings us to our next section, cacao versus cocoa, a warning. Yeah, this is the question on everyone's mind, right? We hear cacao, we think chocolate. So, can you just grab any old chocolate bar and expect this to work? The answer, according to this protocol, is a big, fat no. And here's why. It all comes down to processing. On one side, you've got raw cacao. Think of this as the pure, unmessed with stuff. It's not roasted, so it keeps all the good nutrients, including those powerful flavonols. But on the other side, you have cocoa. This is what you find in most chocolate products. It's been roasted at super high temperatures, and that heat, it basically destroys a lot of those precious flavonols. So the takeaway here is crystal clear. For this to work, it's gotta be raw. Okay, so we know the what. It's a raw cacao. And we know the why, to potentially skyrocket blood flow to your retina while you sleep. So now, let's get down to the how. We're going to put it all together in this final part, the Midnight Protocol summarized. And the good news is the protocol itself is actually super simple. You're not going to need a chemistry set or a long shopping list. It's really just a straightforward two-step routine you do at night. And here they are. It's this simple. Step 1, have some raw cacao. Step 2, make sure you have it about 45 minutes before you plan to hit the hay. And that timing is supposedly crucial. The whole idea is to get those flavonols into your system so they're ready to go to work right when your body's repair crew starts its night shift. And that's pretty much the whole story of the Midnight Cacao Vision Protocol, at least according to our source material. It's a really fascinating idea, right? This link between a cutting-edge scientific discovery and this really simple, ancient food. It kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? Is the future of our health hiding in plain sight, in foods that have been around forever? Something to think about. Thanks for tuning in.